Hi, my name is Selena Malhotra, and my woman in history person that I chose was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC. AOC was born October 13th, 1989, in the Bronx in New York City, and she moved to Yorktown, New York shortly after with her family, which is a suburb right outside of New York City. She then graduated high school and went on to Boston University, which she graduated from in 2011. After BU, she founded Brook Avenue Press, which was a children's book publishing company, and it identified children who were growing up in inner cities and shared their stories. She then started working as a waitress and a bartender for rent money. Simultaneously, as she was working as a waitress and a bartender, she was also doing volunteering on the side in the political space. Her volunteering started in 2008, where she volunteered for the Obama campaign, and then in 2016, she volunteered for the Bernie Sanders campaign. In 2018, the brand new Congress asked her to actually run for Congress, and the brand new Congress is a progressive party of Congress which is looking to recruit similar ideologies to those of Bernie Sanders. She actually ended up running against Joe Crowley, who was Bronx's 14th district congressman, and he was undefeated for almost 20 years, and she ended up defeating him in 2018. Joe Crowley ended up skipping 2 out of 3 of their debates, and after she won, a lot of people attributed her success in winning to her skin color, her age, and her being a woman. She actually defied this by saying, "I smoked this race. I didn't edge anybody out. I dominated, and I'm going to own that." Another situation that AOC has been talking about is misogyny in the political world. Just for background knowledge, most of the women in politics are typically white older women, and probably around 90% of Congress is comprised of just men. A lot of men actually question a woman's right to represent in politics. Women are highly ignored or treated as ignored because this is the price they pay for being politically active. The power of the political structure actually supports the violence and belittling of women, and we could see this in a recent incident which happened in July 2020 with Republican Congressman Ted Guhu from Florida. He actually accosted AOC on the steps of Congress after a situation which he called her disgusting and some other words which were extremely misogynistic and sexist. He likely wouldn't have used these same words had it been a male colleague, and did not take any accountability for his actions. He actually made excuses for his behavior when asked to make an apology in Congress. He denied name calling, and he couldn't apologize for his passion. He also said that there was no reason that he was sexist or misogynistic, as he had a wife and daughters. It's actually, AOC brought up an interesting research article after this incident, which showed that sexist language and sexually objectifying a woman candidate actually reduces voter support. And this example can actually be seen in the 2016 election with Hillary Clinton, as women just are not treated the same as men in politics. AOC has really empowered and represented women, but not only women, specifically younger women and women of color, also just younger people of color who may not even identify as women. After the Ted Yuhu incident, she said that she would not stand for his demeaning comments and called out his apology or lack of apology. She called out the entire Congress's resounding rejection of abuse and accosting of women, and cannot excuse any misogynistic behavior, and no one can excuse their misogynistic behavior simply by having a wife and daughters. She also destigmatizes red lipstick. So as you can see in many of her images, we see AOC wearing red lipstick. Red lipstick usually was an identifier, and women wearing red lipstick were notorious for being porn stars or being hookers. And there was always a stigma associated with wearing lipstick. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez inevitably wears lipstick to all of her political conferences and meetings and any of her press events. Another way she is really creating a better life for younger people, especially women, is through her power of social media. She actually has the most Twitter followers in the entire House of Representatives and is the second most influential social media in the Democratic Party after Barack Obama. She directly speaks to her constituents through social media, such as Twitter and Instagram, as opposed to press outlets, so that they can understand her point of view unbiased by any middle party. She addresses environmental issues, economic disparity, income inequality, and poverty, which are huge issues that are widely overlooked in politics. Because of this, she gains a following and communicates these issues directly to her constituents via social media. She's culturally changing what politics is known as. Firstly, by being a younger woman of color in the widely known white men space, which is politics. She's also directly utilizing a social media following to accomplish her policy goals, as opposed to going through news sources such as CNN, Fox News, etc. Many people think that she's beginning a new movement through the social media and being an outspoken person. Many Republicans, though, on the other hand, don't take her seriously. They don't think that a person of her kind, so to say, should be in politics and be representing the people. And many people think that she doesn't accurately represent the Bronx district, as she's not really a commoner, as she grew up in an affluent suburb of New York City. However, I personally am a huge fan of hers. I believe she empowers people by calling out wrongdoings, both in Congress and systemically. She talks directly to the people through her social media, cutting out any middle people, any middle person, and therefore any biases that they may hold. She explains political jargon in very lay terminology, therefore lowering a barrier and making this information understandable and digestible for all people of all different backgrounds, not only political science people. She also advocates for the working class, which is very important because politics is systemically held by powerful and wealthy people. So power and wealth kind of go hand in hand, meaning for the rest of the economy is just overlooked. The middle class and working class is widely overlooked. And she actually brings a name and a voice to these types of people. And I think that she really has a movement that she's begun, and there's ways that she's slowly changing politics, slowly chipping away at the glass ceiling, so to say, and I'm really excited to see where the future of politics is going. People like her. Lastly, here is my reference list, and thank you for listening to my presentation.